And the greatest problem that we have among the black people, I'm sorry to say, are Igbos. These human beings think that they can go scot-free with whatever they do, whatever they say, whatever they inflict on people. They must have their way. There is Zobu life is, you know.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, men and women of goodwill. My name again still remains Onyebuchinwa Ashiburu, be known as the Great Seer or the Sea of the Seer, preaching nothing but the undiluted truth. So, una don't see him, now so we see him. This is Eddie Nwamonke Nkabale, one of Calabar Kingdom, the Creek Pig, the Toad, who deceived the people in the Niger Delta that he was fighting for freedom for them. All of a sudden, he fought for betterment of him and his family. And then he's now a multi-billionaire. All of a sudden, with no means of income, just a criminal in the creek, he became a multi-billionaire. He's talking that the only problem that they have in Africa is Igbo Man, that is into business in whichever country that he is. He's doing business. He's not carrying gun to defraud the people, telling them that they are fighting for their freedom and end up enriching themselves. Shameless creek pig. This is how he started. Oh, we are fighting for the freedom of the Niger Delta. We are going to control of our oil. Igbo people are our brothers. His name is Uzoma. If I'm not mistaken. Is that not true? His name is Uzoma now. This was the big mouth shouting, we want to bring freedom to our people. Nigeria have extracted. Nigeria have taken our own for too long. We want to fight for freedom. If you see him then in the Niger Delta, very, very cowardice. He never appeared in the battlefield. He will then direct, ask people's children to go and fight for him. Today, he is all of a sudden a multi-billionaire. And he wants people to worship him. Such a name is now saying the problem that they have is Igbo Man. Can you imagine? Is God not wonderful? These are the people, those days, telling you how they will bring freedom to the Niger Delta oil. They will control the oil. Now go and ask this Creek Toad, the criminal. Have you controlled the oil? Resource control that you people are fighting for. Oh, it is because of resource control. They find our brother, Ken Saro-Wiwa. We will not agree. What have you brought to the memories of Ken Saro-Wiwa, the coward? What have you brought? Is that not shame upon you? And to crown it all, this Ezi is from Abia State. Not even a Niger Deltan that he claimed to be. He's a Abia man. The same place, the same state with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The same state with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That you and your father left to settle in the creek does not make you a creek. Oh, we are Ediabale, Calabare, this and that. After talking the rubbish. The people that this guy said that he wants to bring freedom for are still in suffering till today. This Ezi, this Creek Toad, his people as well still suffering. Have he brought anything to any one of you, please? They are well still suffering. But he have become multi-billionaire. This Okoko never built a single school to his own people. He never built a single school. Even if na Yaburgono Tertiary institution, he never built to his people that gave him the fame. His people that contributed their sons and daughters who died for this Creek Toad to become what he is today. He never built anything to them. Do you know what the work that he's creating for them? He's creating Ebubago, JTF, Joint Task Force, thereby still extracting from his own people, still taking them to their early grave. Such a name is the one referring to Igbo Man. No, cattle calling pot black. Have you seen evil calling good evil? These are the people that we have to rely to, we have to reply to, I mean to say. These are the people that we have to reply to. Very, very disappointing. That such person that never have any credibility, never have any name. His name, Asari-Tokunbo, is tied to criminality, tied to stealing, tied to fraud, tied to everything fraud. This is the same person who told you people how Muhammadu Buhari is trying to take over our land. In one of his videos, he said that they are bringing Futanjalon, they are bringing Futanjalon jihadists. Futanjalon. At the end of the day, Muhammadu Buhari gave him a contract, which he later confessed. But the same person was telling us, Futanjalon. All of a sudden, he kept quiet. We thought that we never knew that make any noise. Futanjalon, chief from backyard, go and collect contract. These are the people that we are forced to reply to. These are the people that we are forced to reply to. People without honor, people without name. This Creek Toad is the one who make noise about Nyesem Wike. He told you that Wike is Igbo. Oh, that Igbo people are trying to, they want to clash war between Kalabare people and the Igbo people, this and that. These are the people. Ask him how far. He never finished anything that he started. Niger Delta fighting, who say, where is it? Fought for his big man. Married, was it, how many wives? Born 60-something children. Pure. These are the people that we are going to reply to. This is the same big-mouthed. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu failed, hold me responsible. This is the same man who came out to cry. This and that, this and that. And at the end of the day, they told him that this is the person. This is the same person whose morale was drawn by Uwazirike. When he was incarcerated, when he was caught, we thought then that he was, we the Igbos, we are the ones fighting for his release. Go and ask him how many commanders that he have, what are their names, what are the names of your native doctors. This is the same person who are forced. Igbos, the problem that we have in Africa, give him peanut, he will come and talk rubbish. Just a peanut. I think he come from the lineage of, what is his name? He came from the lineage of Femi Fanekayode and Reno Mokri. Just a peanut, they will change their mind. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu failed, hold me responsible. This is the same person coming to social media. You have failed. We are not going to. I am going to work with the NAT. Do you this? They gave him penny. He have went inside. He have gone inside. Is this not the clone? Is though it's not everybody that but I just want to reply this Okoko once and for all. These are the people, the personalities. As this Okoko, as a normal, those who fought as your soldiers, what are their life benefits? What have you done for them? Those who fought for the soldiers that you use or make big money, build a university in Benin. What about that your community? The other time he came out to tell you people, I am not governor. I am not. So you are not governor, but you took a gun that you want to fight. Why don't you wait for the governor to come and fight? You deceive a lot of people that you want to fight for their own benefit. At the end of the day, you started telling them that you are not a governor. Is that not shame? Can't you cover yourself in shame? These are the personalities speaking to Ndi Igbo. Igbo people are the biggest problem that Africa have. It's better that we, the Igbos, agree that we are Igbo. What about you that have to change name because of cowardice? You don't want your family to be exterminated from the face of the earth because of the danger that being Igbo pose. They will come after you if you are an Igbo. You change your name. Asari, do you change your name to whatever you are answering today? From Ozodimma to this. And I keep on asking them, what's the meaning of Edi Abale in Kalabare? What's the meaning of Edi Abale? I am Edi Abale. Edi Abale is a title, an Igbo Man title. It has no meaning in Kalabare. It is not even a Kalabare meaning. It is an Igbo Man name. What's the meaning of Edi Abale? Edi Abale means somebody. Edi Abale title means somebody because Edi never sleeps. He sleeps up. Edi Abale simply means a night guider. Somebody that never sleeps. He guides his community. That's the meaning of Edi Abale. In Igbo land. Now go and ask him, what is the meaning of that Edi Abale that he is answering? Not. Is Igbo Man not better than you that cowardly change your name? Right from your ancestors, they are very big cowards. Very, very big cowards. You know this guy doesn't know the history of them going to settling in, what are they calling it? Settling in, what are they calling this place that they settled? What are they calling it, please? He doesn't know the meaning of them settling in, is it Ijo or Niger Delta? He doesn't know the name. His father was a slave trader from Abia, from Aro, if I'm not mistaken. His father was a slave trader, just like Izog was a slave trader who rest. Just like what are they calling him? Too many of them that we are slave traders, including Eze Chime. So many people say, oh, he's a native doctor, but they never knew that he was a slave trader. Eze Chime was a slave trader. Many of them from Abia State then, their business was slave trading. And that is what took them very, very far and wide. That was what made some of them to settle in Yoruba land then. Some of them, many of you don't know, but I'm letting you people to know on this very program. That was how Asari-Tokunbo's father settled in where he sells slave, where he takes slaves to. Like normal, when they want to settle like this, they finish the indigenous population. If I tell those that you are telling, oh, my father was a king, if I let them know the history of how your father tied the indigenous population, even the indigenous king of that community, in order to become a king, they will chase you out overnight. Asari-Tokunbo's father fought and tied the people that rest in that community, just in order to enthrone himself as a king. His forefathers, if I'm not mistaken, it does not roll to forefather. He's a third father, not a forefather, because they don't know histories, how their histories came. That is the reason why they are very big-mouthed. He was a slave trader from Abia. You know, the other time he was saying that his father sold the Igbo people as slave. He never knew that his father is from Aro, Aro slave trader, who went just because that route is very close to where he ships his slave. You know, those days, those of them who goes into slavery, most of them settled in the community or around the area that they have their biggest slave camp. The people Izogo, Mazi Izuogo, who settled in Aro, present day Arondi Izogo, which was Ndobu Onyoma. That's the name of the village which they settled. As of the communities, how the community get to be enlarged, Umu Obomu, Umu Oshi, and all the communities around have to contribute land to them when they came with massive warriors and fought the king of Obu Onyoma. I am letting you people to know, just like that, that was how Asari-Tokunbo's father went to the place that he is calling, I am a Calabare man, I am a Calabare man. Shame no go fit tell the people that I am an Igbo man. Shame no go fit. Because he cash out, just antagonize Igbo, he will cash out. That's his business. I am Onyebuchi Nwashigburobi, please. Nwashigburobi Kambo. Werolum Manam. I preach nothing but the undiluted truth. Eziokwu nke Chineke ana-akọ mmiri. That's the only thing that have brought me very far away. Eziokwu nke Olisa bi n'igwe. That you don't know that I'm preaching nothing but the undiluted truth means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. But I am here 24 hours in a day, 24 hours, 24/7. I am here doing nothing but preaching nothing but the undiluted. Eziokwu nke Chineke ana-akọ mmiri. That's the only thing. And I will be here 24 hours. I will be here. I am here telling you that gospel truth. So today, the people that never sold their identity for cowardice. Asari-Tokunbo father bear the name their ancestral name up to the Nigerian Biafra war. That was when they have to change name. They have to change name. They even change Asari-Tokunbo's name to Asari in order to differentiate him from the Igbos. They changed his name from Uzoma to Asari. Asari have no meaning. He doesn't even know the meaning, Asari. He doesn't know. His name was Uzoma. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me. I need the correct one, please, if I'm not mistaken. Today, he is referring to the people that never sold their own identity. Igbo Man never sold his own identity, not even for once. Oh, the biggest problem that we have is the Igbo people. If Tunumbu failed, hold me responsible. Oh, Tunumbu nebushishu mumado. In the name of Islam, which you have accepted to your own community. Is that not a cowardice that your forefathers were not Islam? You said, oh, I am going to become an Islam. What have Islam offered to your community? Do you have a steady power supply? Do you have a good road in your community? Despite the fact that you led them to their by in telling them that you are fighting for their own freedom, what have it given to your own community? Nothing. Anybody should correct me. What Asari cowardice? Oh, because of coward, his forefathers was a coward. His father was a coward. Asari-Tokunbo's father was a pure coward who have to change his son's name to differentiate from Igbo. Oh, I am afraid that they will buy me. They change his name to Asari and Okanona Akuinyo till today. Despite the fact that his father spied the indigenous population there in order to have a throne to become a king. They were not a king. They were ordinary slave traders who trek from Arochukwu to where they are today. Go and tell him that. Remind him history. Just ordinary slave traders who trek from Arochukwu to where they are today. Those are the people. If Igbos have issue, they settle it. You, out of a cowardice, you have taken your name out of Igbo. You have said that you are not Igbo because you cannot stand to defend that identity, Igbo. You can't stand. Can he stand? He cannot stand now. He have a cowardice. His son then handed him over coward. That was how Asari became Islamic worshipper. Who in his community is an Islamic worshipper? Who? And the same Islam have taken over their waterways. Let me tell you people, those in the creek, are you aware of what is happening? The waterways now, you have Fulani in your waterways. They have occupied your waterways. Very soon, Hatiru no Kudia. Cheki ebu yeshiapo. Opuraro kwa. Freedom beckons in anything. Freedom beckons. Freedom is the only thing that we talk about. If you are not talking about freedom, you are talking nonsense. If you are not talking about freedom, you are talking absolutely nonsense. If you don't talk about freedom, if you don't eat freedom, if you don't live freedom, if you don't breathe freedom, you are talking absolutely nonsense. I am Nwashiburobi, please. Let the world hear my voice. These are the people. And now, Tunumbu have brought buying to even his own people. No electricity, nothing. They have a Asari-Tokunbo all the much. These are the people. They produce oil. Me, in my community, our own, we even have oil in quantity, in quantum. In quantum. But they produce oil. Imagine the producers of oil. Tell me and show me one person from your community who have an oil well. Tell me, if this Okoko is not a slave, he changed to Islam, they never even take him as belonging. He never belonged anywhere. Even as an Islam worshipper, he is ordinary a torchlight, mbovona, cricketod, mbovona, etigo in a security. Guiding pipeline, guiding the oil coming out from his backyard to a Fulani man, and he still have mouth to talk. Should I reply this guy anymore? Because I don't see. Replying him is just like calling myself names. I don't see anything that will make me to consistently reply to this creek toad. I am Nwashiburobi, please. I am Nwashiburobi, preaching nothing but the undiluted truth. Eziokwu nke Chineke anako mmiri, that is the only thing that I have come. Eziokwu nke Olisa bi n'igwe, and you got to know, I preach nothing but the undiluted truth. So let me go to the second edition of this very program. I don't want to reply this creek toad anymore because he doesn't want replying to. There are a lot to say. There are a lot to say. But these are the names of the people. People that coward have shaping. Those are the people replying to Igbo people. Let us go to second edition of this very program, please.
Yes, you can see they are evacuating the white men to leave the environment very fast. You see, they should leave the environment very fast. You can see they are leaving. They are all leaving. They are leaving. They are evacuating them out of Emowa. This is the Benin Royal Museum. You can see they are evacuating them. They are evacuating them.
So the fear of Donald Trump is the beginning of wisdom. I have spoken about this thing earlier today. But today, this evening is the time that I'm putting the video. The fear of Donald Trump, Nigeria have started hunting on white person. Phone. Ndị na-aga chọọchị Odumeje biko nu jidenu pastọ ụlọ aka Odumeje maka ọ dị ka Abino. Ndị Nigeria nwetaghị na ha tonye na moto deport ya to America or any country. the way hat is your abino now, or the akad easy. So for even abino, they will mistaking you to be Oyibo because of Trump coming. And Trump will come. The Christian genocide is getting crazier. Today, 2 separate attacks happened. One in Okene, the other one, I think, around Abuja Highway. One in Okene, with many people died. Many people died. Many people died. I want to let any one of you know, if you are in Bini, if you are in Ijebu, if you are in Delta, you are telling them, oh, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. I want to tell you the evil. Do you see that from Ijebu Ode? All the way from Ijebu Ode down to Bini to Delta, all those bushes are being taken over. Enter the bushes, and I will prove it to you that all those bushes are taken over. Go to the what Shegumi said. Shegumi said, allow the Fulani bandit or terrorist with the name bandit, the original terrorists. Allow them to govern your bushes, your forest. It is in his fresh request that they should allow them to govern the forest, which means they are already there. You know, many of you don't know. When they are putting this motion, they are already there. During IPOB time that they did checking of how many Fulanis that occupied our forest and bushes. All these bushes have already been taken away. You can't access deep inside the bush. That is the reason why recently you saw, what are they calling it, elephant in is it River State? In River State. The reason why the elephants are running away from their domiciles is because terrorists have come and take over. You equally saw the elephant in Bini, somewhere in Bini, because terrorists have taken over their bush. That is the reason why you see the wild animals running away from their domiciles, because terrorists have taken it over. And you are telling them one Nigeria. It's only one whistle. If they should cow and so Igbos stop what they are doing for freedom, overnight, they are going to buy most of you. Most of you are going to be a history. So what do you want? Total freedom is the key. Total freedom is the key. Total and absolutely freedom. That's the only thing that we ask of. Total and absolutely freedom. I remain your one and only Onyebuchi Nwashiburobi. On this very platform, I will keep on updating you. I think, should I show the video of the terrorist attack? No, it's very, very bloody. Very, very bloody. If I show it here, they are going to, I think, clap down on this very platform. Now, let me stop there. Let me stop there. Good evening once again, fellow Biafrans. Please don't mind my voice. I preach this way. I preach this way because I love most of you. Now, please listen to me. I have a plea. Ever since I ran away from Nigeria, I have not been doing anything. Even at a point, I entered into business, and along the way, I ran away from that location, and that was how the business crashed. That was how the business crashed. And ever since then, I have been out of fund, believing in one Okeke will send money to me for me to eat today. Okafor will send money for me to eat today. Begging have become, in fact, begging every day. Ever since I went to our sister, Adadi Oramma, to ask for fund, she then helped me immensely. 6 people from her platform who had her announcing it reach out to me. 6 people have contributed since then, and the money is not up to ₦1 million. Please, I am begging you, if my plea touch you, please help me. I have children and I have wives. I have children who should, even at a point, they dropped out of school because there was no funding. It's just this term that I have to return them back to school. This term, during the time that some people sympathized with me after my twins that died, the money that they brought was what I used to roll them all back to school. And I cannot continue living in begging. It's pathetic. If you don't beg, you can't live. I am in exile, and I don't have life of my own here because too many hiding, too many hiding. I want to go into business. I want to go into business full time. And I have paid for shop. It's reading already. It's reading already. I am begging if you can help me from this very platform. If you can help me to contribute to this very business, I will really appreciate. Please, I beg of you. Thank you all. God bless all of you, and God bless those who have donated already. God will still bless you that will donate to this very thing. It is a plea. It is a plea. I'm not ashamed to say it. It is what the freedom have brought. It is part of the sacrifice that I have made. On social media, but I'm begging you, let my plea touch your mind and your heart, please.